Laurie Thomas with the University of Kentucky Forestry and Natural Resources Extension, and I'm here with the tree of the week, the river birch. River birch, Betula nigra, is known for its distinctive and attractive cinnamon-colored peeling bark. It is also known as red birch, water birch, or black birch. It is a medium-sized deciduous tree that typically grows somewhere around 50 to 80 feet tall and 24 to 36 inches in diameter. It is a relatively fast-growing tree that is fairly short-lived and is classified as shade intolerant. Trees tend to have a pyramidal shape when young, developing into a more oval shape at maturity with an irregular crown. It also tends to form several forks from the base, and the trunks tend to lean outwards. Although the wood has limited usefulness, the tree's graceful form, attractive bark, and high resistance to the bronze birch borer makes it an important ornamental, especially at the northern and western extremes of its natural range. River birch is native to the eastern United States and to portions of the central United States. It grows throughout Kentucky, except in the bluegrass area. It is a frequent tree along streams, ponds, and moist, wet soils. Because of abundant seed production, rapid germination, and vigorous early growth, river birch is one of the pioneer species of new forests growing along stream banks. Even though it has an affinity for water, it is only moderately resistant to flooding, which may account for its absence on much of the Mississippi River floodplain. River birch is a deciduous tree with alternately arranged leaves. The leaves are simple and somewhat diamond to egg-shaped with a wedge-shaped base, and they're usually between 2 to 4 inches long. The leaf margins are doubly serrated. They are green above and pale below and tend to be kind of fuzzy. The leaves turn yellow in autumn and drop quickly. This species is monoecious, which means one house, so a tree will have both male and female flowers. The male catkins are reddish-green and about 2 to 3 inches long, and they appear at the end of the twig. They're formed in the fall and mature in April or May of the following spring. The female flowers are about a 1/4 to ½ inch upright catkins that are light green and appear with the leaves in the spring. The flowers are wind pollinated. River birch fruit is an erect cylindrical-like cone that's about 1 to 1½ inches long. It has numerous hairy scales and it's typically kind of a greenish to reddish brown. It contains many tiny 3-winged seeds, but these seeds are the largest of all birches that are native to the United States. The fruit ripens in very early summer or late spring. The winged seeds are wind and water dispersed, and trees produce good seed crops almost every year. The bark is smooth and rust-colored on young trees. As the tree grows, it develops papery scales that exfoliate horizontally. On older trees, the bark is usually several colors from creamy to an orangish brown or cinnamon. The bark is quite distinctive and one of the best identification features. The wood is hard, strong, and close-grained. The heartwood tends to be a light reddish-brown with much lighter sapwood. It is considered perishable and will rot if exposed to the elements. The wood is of limited commercial value for lumber since it's usually fairly knotty. River birch is a relatively important tree for wildlife that live in bottomland hardwood habitats. Numerous birds eat the seeds, including ruffed grouse and wild turkey, and because the seeds ripen earlier than most other seed-producing trees, it makes them especially valuable. The tree also provides nesting sites for waterfowl and cover for many other animals, and the foliage is occasionally browsed by deer. River birch wood is used locally for furniture, basket materials, small wooden items, veneer, and occasionally for pulpwood. Ox yokes, wooden shoes, and furniture have all been made from its wood in the past, and at one time it was used to make rice casks in the Carolinas. It is used for erosion control along streams and in surface mine reclamation since it tolerates acidic soils. It is also an important landscape tree. The national champion river birch is also the Kentucky champion. It's located in Perry County, Kentucky at Buckhorn State Park. It's 196 inches in circumference, 68 feet tall, with a 73-foot crown spread. If you'd like to know more about champion trees, check out American Forest Champion Trees or check out the Kentucky Division of Forestry Champion Trees. Now for a few fun facts about river birch. Prince Maximilia, the short-lived emperor of Mexico, proclaimed the river birch the most beautiful American tree. River birch produces a tremendous amount of pollen in the spring and is widely blamed for hay fever problems. The wood is strong but light and has been used to make artificial limbs and toys. Native Americans used the boiled sap as a sweetener similar to maple syrup. The scientific genus name Betula is the Latin name for birch, and it's from the Sanskrit bruha, which means to shine, referring to the bark. The species name is nigra and is Latin for dark or black, referring to the darkening bark as the tree ages. I'm glad you joined me today to learn about the river birch and get the opportunity to get out into your woodlands, local park, and neighborhood and enjoy the distinctive river birch.